So let's go back here. We'll create our savings account. Main savings. And then let's make a checking account. Oops. Uh-oh, I created a checking account that's empty. Oh, well, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. That would be a good thing to error check on, right? To see if somebody accidentally hits enter without typing anything for the name, because that's problematic. So we don't want that. Open account. Let's go checking. Checking. I told you, users are stupid, sometimes even when the user is you. List account balances. Okay, so there's my no-name checking account, which is a bummer. Let's deposit some money. Deposit. Let's go into main savings. Let's go big. And then let's make another deposit into my main checking. And we'll do $400 there. So when I list my balances, there we go. Not too bad. And then I'm going to, let's write a check. So we're going to write a check. So it only lists my checking accounts, even ones that don't have any names. And now I'm going to use that one. So we'll say, which one do we want to deposit? That should be right? Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to. Okay, how much deposit? I forgot to change some wording somewhere, didn't I? Let's see. How much you want to use? Oh, that's why. Down here when I said make a check, I called the wrong thing. Write check. There we go. So I'll just only enter things into my, I'll just create a checking account real quick. One checking account. See, this is where it would be nice to use Pickle to save all of that data so that when I quit the program, I don't have to start over. That's a great stretch goal too, if you guys want to challenge yourself that way. So checking, oh, I just called it number 2. Oh, well, that's fine. So let's make a deposit so we have some money in there so we can write a check. Always a good idea. Oops. So make a deposit. I should read my own prompts. Which account do I want to use? 0. How much do I want to deposit? There we go. So now I have money in that account. And let's write a check. Let's use account 0. How much do you want to write a check for? Check number 1000 is going to be for 300. So you write check 1000 for $300 from account number 2 or from 2. That's what I named it by accident. And my new balance is $100. So there we go. Fully functional. I wouldn't say A+ work if I'm grading myself on this, but it does satisfy the requirements. It's a little bit risky. I've got a lot of gaping holes. Again, you might want to require that the name, a good thing to require the name is like maybe 4 or 5 characters minimum or something like that before it'll allow them to move on. And where you would put that is up here, right? You'd put it up here. So you would do that, or you could check, actually, I think it's actually better to do it here. What is the account name? So don't let them move on. Put them in a loop right here. Well, heck, let's just show it. While true, I'm just going to stick them in a loop. And I'm going to say if, okay, so we're going to say if str name, if length of str name is greater than 4, then we're going to move on. We'll let them create the account. Else, we also are going to need to do a break here. and then we'll say print that name isn't long enough. Okay, so now when I go, if I run this again, I want to open a new account. I want to open a savings account. If I don't give them enough characters, then it won't let me. So that's a good way to force them to enter something that you want. And so there's my appropriately named account. So there we go. That is the whole assignment. I'm going to process this video, upload it with the others, and that'll be available for you so that you can kind of follow along if you get a little bit lost. But this is how you structure code to use inheritance to save you some time and make things really clean and uniform, which is what you really want when you're working with data objects like this. You don't want things to be out there straggling. And this allows you to control that data the way you want to, which is really, really important. Now, I didn't need to use any getters and setters here because all of the data handling, like the data in and out, is handled by the object itself. So I didn't use getters and setters. But if I wanted to change my bank account from outside of those objects, I would use getters and setters to make sure that that amount was controlled. Okay, but the only time I'm really doing that, because the deposit itself is happening inside the object, right? So if I look inside the bank account object, this is where I'm changing the amount and I'm doing the error checking. So that object has control of its own data. And since I have that object having control of its own data, and the only place it displays that balance is in the string method. So that object controls the data coming in and going out 100%. So I don't need getters and setters there because my program doesn't require that. But if I want to change the balance or the name or something like that from outside the object, I would use a getter and setter to make sure that that information flow was handled properly. Okay, so that's it. That is assignment 15. And we got really great projects coming up to look forward to. I think they're a lot of fun. I hope you will give them a shot, even though they're a little bit more advanced. All of them will use objects and object-oriented code like this, but there's some really fun stuff coming up. We've got images and a graphical user interface, which allows us to create windows and use file selection and color selection and interesting things like that. In a way that we're used to interacting with the computer, right? We're not used to doing this command line stuff that's so boring. Finally, at the very end of the class, we get to use windows and buttons and sliders and all of the fun controls that we're used to using. We'll mess with images, and then we'll wrap up with a unit on game design, which is, of course, near and dear to me. So anyway, that's kind of the roadmap, but we've got just a few weeks left of class. And so time to get working on this stuff. Hopefully this one is fun and not too difficult for you as well. So that's it for today. Plenty of work time. You probably have 45 minutes or so until the end of class. And